in their feet in men's rooms,
Yeah.
trying to get some guy to drop them, suck their cock.
Yeah. Tom Cox counter number 2.
Oh, good call. I'm keeping a tally. Was that at least number
Thank you.
2 or
Yeah.
3?
Well, he said dick a few times.
I said dick, to skirt just to throw the numbers on.
It's different. The way you say cock is different. It almost,
100%.
I mean, I'm going to say, Tom, I love you. I don't want to insult you. It almost sounds like you have one in your mouth when you say it.
Wow.
Welcome to Divorce with Friends, the podcast that reminds you that even if you know somebody for 20 years, Tom, you may not be prepared for them to say cock 8 times in an hour.
People loved it, though.
They fucking loved it.
Yeah.
My mother especially.
Yeah, I should be saying cock more in everyday life is what I learned.
Were you prepared to say cock that many times?
I'm always
in an
prepared
hour?
to say cock. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Yeah,
awesome. So I am Bobby Vito, and I am joined, as always, by my friend, my colleague, my partner, Tom. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Bobby?
I'm doing great. And if you checked out our Instagram before we started, we have Ella in the room. You probably heard Ella. Oh. But Ella came with her best friend, Tom. And Lindsay. Lindsay, how are you today?
I'm good, Bobby. How are you?
Ooh, that was good. That was really nice. You're a professional.
No, I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah.
So Lindsay's here to give the female's perspective on relationships and dating and divorce, because Tom and I have heard from many people, mainly the Greek. We don't have enough female perspectives, and maybe we're going to turn that around today. Tom, what do you think?
I hope so. Yeah. We always want multiple diversity of opinion, diversity of we don't have a lot of diversity of demographically here. So yeah.
Nope. We're gonna change that
Anything
today.
we can do to help? Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here to give it to you.
I think you're on the wrong podcast. I don't know if we're going to get the right show notes. But where you can find us, you can email Tom and I at divorcewithfriends@gmail.com. You can get us at divorcewithfriends on Instagram, at divorcewfpod on Twitter, which Meg is now running officially. And as always, we do like to start our podcast with listener feedback and corrections from the last one. Not many corrections, but we did have some feedback. Tom, the first one is specifically for you, from a longtime listener. So I'm going to have you read this one.
All right, so Tom and Vito. It's because I love you guys and this pod that I can't stand idly by and listen to Toronto Rob drive this into a ditch. Oh, I don't know. It's interesting. People don't like Toronto Rob. In 2 short voicemails, he's run through all the Canadian cliches as fast as Joe Bluth blew through all of Michael's ideas while working for Stan Sitwell. The actors paid by WEI to call into the Weiner line. That's a very specific reference for our. Where do we have listeners? Like, we get people with like Hawaii.
We do.
Australia.
We have 5 organic downloads from the UK.
They're not going to get
get that.
So had more depth than this Toronto Rob fella. Hashtag ban Toronto Rob.
Wow.
Although my kids tell me hashtags are not cool.
Not cool anymore?
They're not cool, I guess.
I won't do it.
Because I will say hashtag or use hashtags, and then they mock me, as they do with many things. Lastly, I know Tom is a very intelligent person, hard agree, but his hatred for poutine is so criminally stupid it almost makes me think he's doing shtick. Love, Dishwasher Bob. So I'm torn on this email because obviously they're absolutely right. Toronto Rob's terrible. He is a bundle of Canadian cliches, probably again because he may not be from Canada and he may or may not be like evading the law for some like really heinous crimes. Again, I'm not, that's people tell me. Poutine is like, I don't understand why you would take French fries. The best version of French fries is to be crispy, right?
Yep.
And you're just gonna put gravy on them, which gravy is gross, and then it makes the fries like a muddled, and there's like a cheese curd, which literally, like, if I were trying to make you like not want to eat something, I'd be like, oh, there's a lot of cheese curd.
It's not melted cheese
and gravy.
It's like curdy.
It's awful. It's like the worst.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just like, it's like if you were trying to create like the worst combination of food and put it in one food and make it super unhealthy on top. So
Well,
I don't understand the poutine.
The interesting part, so we obviously know Dishwasher Bob. We call them the Dishwasher Czar, but he obviously didn't like that. He went with Dishwasher Bob. But he listed out all the cliches of Toronto Rob while working through his favorite things in life, which was Arrested Development.
Oh, yes.
As well as
The Weiner
The
Line.
Weiner Line. So for those not in Massachusetts, WEEI is the sports radio station. And in the 90s and then early 2000s, whatever, they had the Big Show, show, which was,
Yeah.
I want to say 2 to 7 or 2 to 6 p.m. And then Glenn Ordway, who was the host, did the Whiner line, which was a voicemail system where basically he made the listeners the celebrities. Nobody thought they were celebrities except Dishwasher Bob and his brothers, who went out religiously and bought the actual CDs and would play them constantly and fucking loved it. And I love that about Dishwasher Bob.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, that's great.
That's like
yeah.
those things about him and his brothers are the most endearing things about them.
Yeah, their enthusiasm
Yeah.
are adorable. Yeah.
They're phenomenal. He's a fucking piece of shit when it comes to loading dishwashers, though.
Well, the dishwasher thing was his big thing was, so he was kind of a meticulous person, and the roommates that we lived with were not meticulous. Yeah. And his big thing was he would load the dishwasher with knives, even steak knives, pointing up, because it was the most efficient way to clean them. Yeah. And he did not care for the well-being or safety of anybody in the house.
Stick your hand in it at your own risk.
It's like, if you bleed, you bleed. It was like the Drago quote, right? Like, if he dies, he dies, right? Like, I don't care about your hand. Like, you need to put the fork straight up. And his big move was to tell each of us, like, hey, listen, I know these other guys are doing this, but like, somebody is not putting the knives in right. And it was a big controversy. Yeah, so that
absolute psycho about it too.
Yeah.
So he'd go to Tom and he'd go, "Hey Tom, I know it's not you.
Yeah.
These other two idiots.
Yeah.
I see them loading the dishwasher wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you because I think they'll listen to you and not me." And Tom's like, Tom walks away like, "Wow, I load the dishwasher right."
Yeah.
But then he tells me, he's like, "I know it's not you. I've seen those other two idiots loading the dishwasher wrong." And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's not me."
Yeah.
But then we start to compare notes, and I'm like, "By the way, guys, it's not me loading the dishwasher wrong. Bobby told me it's you."
Yeah.
And they're like, "That's not what he told me. He told me it was you." We compare notes. We're like, this son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
because this is this like passive aggressive web of like trying to manipulate us all
To get everyone to load the
doing the
dishwasher
thing you wanted
in the right way while listening to the Whiner line. So either way, Dishwasher Bob, we love the feedback. And despite the fact that we tease you, we love you.
Yes,
We absolutely love you. The next feedback comes in from Anonymous on Gmail. Actually, this person gave me their name, but because this is an insult at their girlfriend, I don't think they wanted their name shared. So Bobby and Tom, great episode. I'm going to be honest. After hearing the What Happens Next segment, I'm actually thinking about switching teams. Straight women never go right for the BJ, if ever.
Okay.
I casually brought this up to my girlfriend to see if she would throw me something. She simply replied, "No chance."
Wow.
Yeah. So according to Tom, you open the door, someone's getting their dick sucked.
Yeah.
Someone's not fixing the car, suck their dick.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But not in a straight relationship.
No, well, maybe in those movies though, I think that happens a lot. So maybe he needs to.
Lindsay, you care to take a stab at this one?
My goodness, I'm so nervous.
You care to take a stab at this one in a heterosexual relationship? What's going on?
I
Why isn't this woman just jumping at the chance to S this guy's D?
I agree. I think that's not like the go-to mindset of a woman.
No?
No,
I feel like that's a problem.
that's what you want it to be.
But isn't this guy? So right, sure. But also this guy, maybe he needs to be the dick sucker.
Maybe
So
y'all
is that
need
what he wants?
If y'all started with it,
Or does he take turn? Like, I don't know. This is not my.
Does he bring someone home, or is it like a fake one thing?
Would you enter into the gay relationship if it's every other? Right, like every other time somebody comes home,
they trade.
there's a dick sucking, but you need to trade off.
what about a hetero relationship? Why isn't that?
Yeah, right. Is it?
even-
Can we
Wait,
do every other?
We're talking
Is it
about
every
like
other.
Well,
yeah.
like a 69 thing.
Yeah, can this guy just get
No, that's not alternating.
Yeah, I think this guy's just an asshole because
I don't think he's an asshole.
he wants himself taken care of every time he walks in the room. He
Right.
thinks
I
like,
think he's
I'm gonna
basically
find some gay guy who's just gonna suck my cock every time, and that's not fair either. That's not what the gay guy wants.
The Tom cock counter is officially started at 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up for this
I'm gonna
guy's
make a tally.
hypothetical gay boyfriend. That's not fair to him either.
Anonymous on Gmail, I have your back. These two people do not. But the last one is from Jonah on Instagram. So this one, hey guys, just heard the new episode. It was fire. We need Toronto Rob on as a guest. DWF is one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. Maybe it's the randomness, maybe it's the chaos. I'm not sure, but call it entropic. You and Tom are naturally hilarious. Jonah's killing it.
Yeah, well, that was except for the part about Toronto Rob as a guest. Like he couldn't sustain a whole episode. He doesn't know enough like sentences to.
Toronto Rob, I heard a rumor Toronto Rob's starting his own podcast.
Good luck with that.
That's it's poutine with friends.
Okay,
Ah, shit. That's what the tagline's going to
Maybe
be.
poutine
Ah,
in a-
shit.
Poutine in a jail cell.
I agree that you guys are hilarious. I think you guys now a bunch of episodes in and you found your groove and your dynamic, and I'm super nervous being like the first person to infiltrate.
That is wild. Yeah, you're our first guest, actually.
Yeah.
Other than like voicemails. Yeah.
Yeah,
You were the first voicemail too, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna ease you into it. We're gonna have this is a
Oh
Lindsay.
no, I know you. You don't ease anything.
No, I jam it right in. I jam right in. But hey, as
You're
we
that
learned,
anonymous? Maybe that's your
yeah.
maybe that's your speech.
I'm taking as we learned from the last episode. I'm flattered. I'll probably turn it down, but I'm flattered. Yeah. However, as you guys both learned from the show notes that we reviewed before we went live, I take criticism very well.
That's true. Well,
and feedback.
That's true. You do. I was very impressed. Yeah.
It was a smart move on Tom's part to tell you that feedback. It wasn't criticism. He said, just table it.
And I said, and I didn't fight. I said, okay, Tom.
Yeah.
You
I
did.
love this for you both.
Tremendously mature.
For
growth.
Tom speaking up, saying, I need to speak my truth. And
he
for
did.
Bobby saying, I hear you.
Which I was just saying, just as a people pleaser, that's not a strength for me. So
Yeah.
that was good.
I respect that. I saw what you did. I respected it, and I was like, you know what? That took a lot of courage for Tom to tell me that.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say yes to his face right now, and I'm gonna edit that shit back.
I'm going to get my revenge later, as all men do.
Vitriol and edited it at the top. So if you're listening to this, you already heard.
I will not be doing that. So before we throw Lindsay to the wolves, we will get through some other points. So the social media is full on. So Meg now has access to Twitter because we chat with people live on Instagram. She won't be taking that, but Meg did suggest. What do you guys think about TikTok? I'm sort of against it in the sense that I don't think it's our demographic, but
I'm pro. Which is, if she wants to do it, let her do
she's
it.
going to do it. So she basically was like, look, what we'll do is we'll take the whole video, video of the podcast, and what we're going to do is just splice it up and make, clips, and we'll put them on YouTube, TikTok, whatever.
Sounds great.
So what we had planned today, but it's not going to work out for timing, is we bought an entire setup. So in the next few episodes, we will have an entire video of the podcast.
I'm going to have to dress up.
You don't know. Actually, I think that's the best part of it.
Oh, really? Is me not dressing up?
You're not dressing up that goddamn sexy beard. Look
I
at
have
that.
I have a long beard and a lot of hair.
I'm curious. I wonder if we should do a poll or something for the people who don't know you before we go live with this, what they think we look like.
Yes.
That is funny. I don't think I look like my voice because my voice I think is kind of high.
No.
So I think you'd expect. Yeah,
It's a great voice.
Agreed.
I hate it. I hate it.
That's a great voice.
So I think it doesn't look like as grisly as my look. Yeah.
I think it's a great voice.
I love the idea of a poll to see where, because not having seen you in a long, long time, but
Yes.
seeing Bobby frequently,
Frequently. Some would say too much.
too much. At least we talk too much.
We talk a lot.
I would love to see what people think. I would love to see that for you. I wouldn't want to do that myself.
I
My
don't
self-esteem would take a huge hit. But
Yeah. Well, I've given up. So it's-
No.
doesn't matter.
Well, we'll get that going probably in the next couple episodes, and Meg's ready to go. So Meg has her logins, and Twitter should be up and running.
exciting.
So in the news, divorce is always in the news because when I get married, you're going to get divorced. So Ken Paxton's wife came in hot with a tweet recently, and basically what that tweet said, Tom, is I
Who's
believe
Ken Paxton?
Ken Paxton is the Attorney General
Yeah.
of Texas. So everything weird happens in Texas.
Super left wing guy.
So he's pro solar power.
He is.
Yeah, he loves solar power. He loves windmills. He
Okay.
loves gay people. He loves all that shit.
Uh,
Am I thinking of the right guy? I don't know if I am. But his wife is State Senator Angela Paxton, and she put this tweet out, and I think I mentioned this before. People get divorced all the time, obviously, but Twitter sucks. And you read these things, and it's like, I have no idea how much of a story this is. Is this a big deal? But basically, she was like, I believe marriage is sacred, and I'm divorcing my husband on these biblical grounds because something happened that I can no longer like.
biblical ground sounds very ominous.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah, like there are tablets involved, or God's coming and he's like, "Hey, go kill your brother," or whatever. You know, like that's what biblical ground sounds like.
But it's also Texas. Like, she could have opened up his phone and there was like a picture of a woman with a skirt above her kneecap or something like that. And she's like super offended.
I think we're about to find out that that's not the threshold.
More
Bobby.
Arkansas, you're thinking there.
Well, somewhere religious, right? So like basically she's like, we're getting divorced. Now I thought it was kind of a nothing story because who cares about that shit? But then Vanity Fair wrote this article and they were like, hey, if you guys don't know who Ken Paxton is, I'm going to tell you who Ken Paxton is. So in 2018, he gathered all of his staff together and he put his wife up front and he was like, hey, by the way, I'm Attorney General. I just had this major affair, But guess who's going to stand right by me? My beautiful wife, Angela, who's also a state senator, by the way.
Trotting their wives out.
What is with that, Lindsay? Would you do that? Your husband's like a big swinging dick, and he cheats on you, and he's like, my wife supports the shit out of me right now. What are you thinking?
So I would get up there, I would stand next to my husband and say, you know what, everyone? He's the fucking problem, not me.
Is it money? Or is it like the image? Because like, but she's her own.
Yes,
she's an
both.
elected official as well. So it's not like she's keeping. You know what I mean? It's not like she's like a housewife and she's like, I have nothing without him. She's got her own thing.
Yeah, I can't put myself into that mindset where I would think this is the right thing for me to do to stand by him. But I do think it's image and what they're going for on their own. I don't know. I can't justify it because I wouldn't.
Yeah, and I think so. One, it's obviously like a super shitty position for the guy to put the wife in.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Because it's like, right. It's like, it's basically like she's backed into a corner. And this was like the Wiener thing, the Wiener documentary, right, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. Like the thing that was like so jarring to me was like what a shitty deal it was for Huma Aberdeen. She's just like super smart, super accomplished, probably smarter and more accomplished than the Anthony Weiner person. And she's got to keep going out there and like, it's a humiliation for her too.
Yeah.
And she didn't do anything. He should be humiliated, right? Like that's like the humiliation for him is almost like a, evolutionary like check to be like, hey, stop doing this, right? Like this is the feedback system to tell you to stop doing this. Like for her, it's like she didn't do anything and she's got to balance this. Like she's got a career, she's got kids, right? Mm-hmm. She's got like interpersonal, all the web of like, her, fundraise, right? Especially political people, right? They're like so public. They're doing fundraisers. They have mutual friends. They have this and that. So they're trying to like save face or what. I actually think like a cooler move, not that there's like a super cool move here, but like in 2025, like a more powerful move would be to be like, my wife is supporting me, but I asked her to stay home because it's not fair to have her stand up here with me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that would be more of a power movement. It's like, this is my thing. You won't see her for like 12 months unless she decides to do like an interview on her own. Cause like it would be ridiculous of me to like just trot her out like a prop.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like if somebody said that, I'd be like, oh, that's actually better. Right?
Well, like we won't pivot to this story, but it's interesting that, Dave Grohl, who everybody like fucking loves Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
He had like an affair with a groupie recently, got her pregnant. And then he puts out this tweet like, hey, just so everybody knows, I got this groupie pregnant. My wife of X amount of years supports me. And I'm like, God damn. Like, do you have to like bring her out in this? Like, I realize you want to save face, but like bring your wife out in this?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, dude.
It's like a social proof thing. It's like, oh, this person approves of it. So you can too.
Yeah, exactly.
But you also have to know at home, she's absolutely reaming him out. And there was some kind of discussion about it, and I don't know, maybe
discussion's a very polite way to say what probably happened.
And there's some kind of, I don't know, maybe an NDA signed, something to say like, this is what I'm saying and you have to stand by me. And as society, you almost expect a woman, if someone came out and said, no, I'm leaving him because of this, everyone would be like, whoa, who does she think she is?
Okay.
They don't want us to stand up for ourselves.
I want, you know what, I want you to.
Well, and also
very, very clear
too, like even if she does a calculation like, hey, I'm going to stay with this person, that's not actually an approval of that behavior. It's a weighting of like, hey, based on all the pros and all the cons associated with my personal situation, I decided to stay with him. That doesn't mean that like this was a good idea. I think it was great that he's out like doing whatever he's doing. Right?
Well, so basically, in 2018 this happens. Eventually, he gets impeached for the situation.
Yeah, and
he's found not guilty during the impeachment. But it comes out during the impeachment. He helps a donor get something that they want in exchange for covering up this relationship. Yet still somehow gets away with this thing during the impeachment. So his wife, what they find out, the only thing we know right now is with the divorce is that she has these quote recent discoveries. So we know there's more coming. She stated in her divorce petition that the couple has not lived together for over a year and that she has discovered adultery, which now Ken, according to the news, has turned that into pressure of countless political attacks. So he's obviously denying this stuff, but this will all come out because now with just the news cycles, and granted it might die out, but people are going to hear the dirt sooner rather than later.
Probably, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Some stuff comes out. Well, we're learning with like these Epstein files.
Right? There's nothing to see there, Tom.
What Epstein files?
They never existed.
He's just a businessman. He has a lot of friends. What are you
Maxwell is in prison for nothing.
Yeah. Well, listen, he hangs around with powerful people. No big deal. And teenagers. What's to see here? But it's like these guys are all creeps, right? and the sort of like mechanism of the system like backs them up, right?
Yep.
But the guys, like you made a point too, like before we got on, like the worst offenders often seem to be the guys who are like the most vocal, like the anti-gay people are the guys like tapping their feet in men's rooms, trying to get some guy to have them suck their cock.
Yeah. Tom Cox counter number 2.
Oh, good call. I'm keeping a tally. Was that at least number 2 or 3?
Well, he said dick a few times.
I said dick, to skirt just to throw the numbers on.
It's different. The way you say cock is different. It almost,
100%.
I mean, I'm going to say, Tom, I love you. I don't want to insult you. It almost sounds like you have one in your mouth when you say it.
Wow.
Because it's
the
hard. It's the hard. It's a cock.
Yeah.
That's
Get it in there.
That's
dude.
maybe that's maybe
Fucking
the most
get it in.
attractive thing that's ever been said about
They
it.
they're jingling their
flattering
keys
thing,
in the Fenways to try to get your attention.
Exactly right, or the priests, right? The priests are the worst. And I made the point like it's like they're saving it up, right? They're so frustrated, and it's kind of like because as a fat person, right? I will sometimes I'll be like, diet starts tomorrow, diet starts today.
Yep.
I'm not gonna eat, and I haven't eaten anything till 5, and I'm like, I had that yogurt, and I'm going great. And the less you eat, the more at like 11 o'clock when you look in the fridge and you're like, there's a bunch of leftover pizza there. The more of that leftover pizza you're eating, right?
Absolutely.
And so these guys are like the worst offenders. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like because when it comes to 11 o'clock, they're like altar boys.
And they're like, hey, I made it the whole day. Like,
right. I made it the whole day. Listen, don't judge me. Couple altar boys.
No
right?
big deal.
Like,
But yeah, so I feel like we'll get more Ken Paxton, less Epstein. But either way, it'll be interesting and entertaining for everybody involved.
Allegedly, he could be on that Epstein list, right? Like he seems like AG of Texas.
Ooh, that's true.
I think you should have to prove that you're not on the Epstein list.
Wow.
Like, everybody should be guilty
That's a great
until
take.
you're proven you're not on there.
I'd be happy to do that. I have no.
I don't know.
way of contact.
I have no way of proving that I wasn't.
Okay, I don't mean you two.
Wait, you don't think he'd want to hang out with me? I don't know what
Bonnie
that's.
could be on that. Yeah, you could. Yeah,
I could be on that fucking
He was
list.
almost in radio.
Or,
He knows
okay,
some
so
famous people.
listen, how easily 2 men were convinced that you want to be on the Epstein list right now?
Well, you gaslit me into thinking that I didn't want to be on it.
Oh no, that is like, that was bad. That was bad. That was not a great look for us, Bobby.
I certainly don't want to be. That's what happens. A pretty girl comes in and she's like
Yeah, you're
convincing
like-
you of things you don't want to buy, but you buy
No,
them
but
anyway.
you're like, well, I want it to be like I could be on the Epstein list. I want to be written off. Like I'm not powerful enough to be on the Epstein list. We were like
Well, maybe after we go to that Hobnob event that Milf podcast wants us to go to, maybe we'll meet all those famous people.
There's definitely a new Epstein. So
Yeah. I mean, one dies, the other one takes it over. But we're going to get into our first segment here with Lindsay. So the reason we brought Lindsay on, Lindsay is a friend for 24 years, is a long fucking time to say it. And we'll get into how we met, which is not as dirty as it sounds, even though my version is pretty filthy.
No, there's a truth and a
We're going to talk about that.
It's like a truth and a lie.
Truth and a lie.
two truths and a lie of how we met.
But mine is the truth. But Lindsay was married for 8 years and went through a divorce, but has somehow come out on the other end in amazing co-parenting situation with her ex-husband. And we're going to talk about some of the do's and the don'ts and the advice and whatever. And then we're going to talk about her post-marriage life, dating, relationships,
Yes.
Bilbo Baggins, all of them.
Okay.
We're going to get
Bilbo
into,
Baggins.
We are
yeah.
just jumping right in.
We're getting into all of it. So let's talk about how I know Lindsay. So do you want me to take this one? Or you want to start?
I don't, but yes, I want to hear it.
Okay. So Lindsay and I met 24 years ago.
Wow.
Framingham State. So I lived
Rams.
in go Rams. That's right. I lived in a single, and I skipped some class because I didn't give a shit. And I went to Marcus's room. Marcus lived next door, and I tried to get the notes.
Okay, we're using real names.
He's not listening. And I knock at the door, and I hear a voice say, "Come in," and it's his friend.
Do not say a name.
His friend says, "Hey, come in." And I was like, "Hey, is Marcus here?" And he's like, "Oh, he's not here." And he said, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, we missed so-and-so class. Like, gee, I was looking for the notes." He's like, "Oh, no, he's at this thing, blah, blah, blah. He'll be back here, whatever." And in the bunk beds at the top bunk, this dead body comes to life, and she goes, "He's not here. Get out." And I'm like,
Okay.
She tells me, "Get out." And I was like, Jesus Christ, this chick really wants to catch this dick.
Wow.
Like, she just first of all, it's not his.
That's what you thought.
The kid's room who's talking to me, it's not his room either. So basically, she's in somebody else's bed waiting for me to leave so she can hook up with this dude. And I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? But then the next year, we lived together on the same floor, and we just became best friends. That's my memory of the situation.
Okay.
What do you think?
So I'm not denying that there was interaction my freshman year, which was 2004.
Yeah.
That may have exchanged words before.
She spoke to me.
However, yes, spoke. When we met, when we learned each other's names, when we saw each other's faces, made eye contact, was the next year, sophomore year. My friend Kristen and I moved in together in the dorms where Bobby was living, co-ed dorms, co-ed floors. I met him through Kristen. He was kind of with Kristen a lot and around, and they had
tends to do that. He's around.
I'm around.
Just around.
They had a dynamic of a different, and I just kind of scooted in as like the roommate, the friend who got to know Bobby because he was kind of quote hanging around with Kristen.
Hanging
it was
around.
this dynamic of will they, won't they, nobody knows, hard to read, give and take, and I just was like, I don't know, like the kid sister, like hanging around roasting Bobby from the start.
Should we spoil it? We didn't. There was no. will they? Won't they? They didn't.
They didn't, and she is now happily married, and we love her husband, and they are wonderful people. But from the start, Bobby and I always had this like friendship of like banter, of brother sister, of roast, but also be there for each other through the hard moments.
In some weird chicks getting synced up on their periods, we always like start dating people around the same time and get broken up with at the same time, and then get married around the same time, and then divorced around the same time.
So we go through these like highs and lows together. It's this solid friendship. Which started because I yelled at you from a bunk bed. Like, get over it. I got laid in college more than you. I don't know what you want to tell you.
She did. Guilty
I don't know.
as
He
charged.
seems- he was talking a lot about how much he got laid in college. So I don't know.
A lot of talk.
Lots.
No, I'm just.
I can't use real names, but
You cannot.
I can't. There's a couple. There's a couple
Oh yeah.
There's a couple. But
Absolutely.
This is the Lindsay centric episode.
I'm not here to prove anything.
Hey, I'm not on that
Could
list.
they have gotten me onto the list? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. So let's talk about your marriage. So it lasted 8 years. So how'd you guys meet? Because it was pre-apps.
It was pre-apps. We met at a bar. And he's a great guy. I don't know if I'm supposed to say his name, can say his name, but
he's a listener.
pseudonym, if you will.
He's a listener.
he's a listener, right? So Mike, we met at a bar. He came up to me and said, I can't leave this bar without telling you that you're the prettiest woman in here.
Smooth.
And walked away.
He's a smooth guy.
That was it. Walked away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Game over.
Wow.
So my friend.
I'm in right now, actually. That just worked on me.
Tom, say the word.
Yeah, let's.
Can I?
It's got to be organic. I'm not a fucking monkey, you know?
Right, Tom, right. So we met at a bar. We dated briefly. It didn't kind of go anywhere the first time. We broke up. We a year later got back together, and it was just different and better from the start. So we dated. We moved in together. We got engaged. We bought a house. We had 2 kids. COVID happened, and we got divorced. That's the very quick, simplified version.
How long did you say you dated before you get married?
We about 2 years, and we moved in, and about 6 months after that.
6 months. Okay.
Do we know? We should look up like the during and post-COVID divorce rates. Did that skyrocket? I would guess.
I
right?
have to imagine.
Such a crazy
just from people I
environment.
know.
Yeah,
I
because
think
you're home, especially with kids. Like so my kids were like remote learning, and it's like so stressful.
Well, your
Such, like,
second was born during COVID, right?
Yes, he's a 2020 baby.
Yeah.
And I think that expedited all of our differences.
Yeah.
All of the things we saw, what we saw happening, where we saw things going. I'm more of an extrovert. He's more of an introvert. And it just, I think the only way to like dim it down is to say it expedited what was inevitable.
People say that about a lot of stuff for COVID. It's like it sped up things that, right? Like inevitabilities in like logistical shipping chains and like relationship, right? It took things that were going to happen and just like pulled them closer, right?
Totally.
Like,
I mean, even people who already had like a rift in their political ideologies, you're now living with the person who voted for somebody that you one way or another, and blaming the entire pandemic on your spouse as a result of that. I mean, that can be challenging. I'm gonna ask this question. So you told me a long time ago. So you guys tried marriage counseling.
No, false.
You went though.
No.
They didn't. There was some story you went. Serendipity.
The story is that when I saw things going in a really bad direction, kind of knowing like this isn't good, this isn't us, this isn't the marriage that I want, this isn't what I want for my kids. I remember this vividly in January of 2021 saying, this is not going to work out unless we do marriage counseling. Will you come to couples counseling with me? And he did not even get off the couch, and he said no. He said, you need to go to counseling. You need to work on your own stuff. And I said, okay, I'm going to do that. And I stopped short of saying, and while we're at it, lawyer up, because I'm not the only problem here.
Because I come from a family where, like, I've openly talked about going to therapy. I love it. I think therapy is great for everybody. I think everybody should be in therapy in one way or another. But, you know, my mom is, like, big Italian. And when I told her I was in therapy, I think she cried for a week. And she's like, didn't I love you? I'm like, this is not about you. Like, go to therapy, you know? But some people don't get it. And I feel like depending on your outlook on, you know, admitting where you are or thinking about how you got there and knowing what that can open up for you and for other people. I think some people clam up with that.
Well, I think there's two sides to it, right? So it's like probably everybody should probably be in some form of therapy.
Yeah.
But it's like not all therapy is created equal. Like therapists are people and not all of them are good at it.
Yeah.
And not all of them are the right therapist for you at the time that you go to you know what I mean? So it's like, and we don't have a lot of those problems solved. It's like you just kind of go to a therapist and you talk to them and then you're like, okay, I guess this person's good. And a lot of times it's like, is this person telling you what you want to hear? Like, because you have to opt into it, right?
Yeah.
It's like being like an alcoholic or something, right? It's like you're not going to go get help until you're ready to go get help. And if you're not ready for the right kind of help, then you're not going to get the right kind of help. But you get to decide if you're going to go to the therapist.
But even what you said earlier about like you being a people pleaser and being like, oh, it's really hard for me to tell you not to do that.
Yeah.
Even getting into a therapist situation where you're like, I don't know if I love this person, you have a hard time breaking up with them too, to be like, I don't want to tell this person I don't like your style or I don't like you. It's another relationship. And you're like, shit, I guess I'm fucking in it until I do something terrible and I don't have to come back here.
Yeah.
Or I fake my wellness.
I've actually
pure duck.
I've ghosted therapists. Like,
oh no.
Where I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to come back. You know,
You just don't show up.
Yeah.
What happens? Do they call you or
they don't like arrest you or anything? It's
no, but like, do they call you? They try to get you back. They're
yeah,
like,
they're like texting. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna.
They must know. They're used to it.
Probably know.
They're used to it. Okay, so Lindsay, so even though so it ended that way, it seems like your divorce went pretty quickly. Like, I'm buying the house from you. This is what you owe me. Sign this, sign that. I get the car. You get this.
Yes.
Right.
I think that that's a simplified version of what we went through. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think we both knew that like the marriage wasn't there. I mean, him saying like, no, I'm not going to work on this. And me being like, okay, then I think we know what's happening here. I think it did make things a little easier to be like, okay, then these are the next steps. But there's still that part of divorce where even if you know what's happening, if you're the one that wants it, if you're the one that files, it's still so brutal to go through.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody celebrates divorce like you do a marriage where there's no divorce planner like there is for a wedding.
Well, there was a whole like idea of like trash the dress. Did you think about doing that?
No, I didn't. I loved my wedding dress. That was a happy day. I mean, again, I married Mike because I loved him and we started a family together.
Do you banged the tables at home too? She's banging these tables. Like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Talk with her hands a little bit.
She's been talking with her hands.
I snapped your pen like
Guys,
in half right here.
I'm gonna have to edit the shit out of this
You are
episode
gonna have to
because she's
take
banging the
out-
tables and it
I'm
comes through the thing.
sorry.
We're gonna watch that. No, so you're right. Nobody celebrates it. And then how did you tell the kids?
Oh God, that was the most brutal day of my life. We sat them down and we did, I remember talking to my therapist about like, what can we say? And it was all about reassuring them as the children in this, and they're young, they're elementary aged, that they will always have a mom and a dad that loves them, that we're not changing that. What's changing is two households. And we're still going to be close by and they will still have access to both of us. We will both still be at events. They will spend time with both of us. And so all of that in your head is like, yes, that makes sense. That is the right, healthy thing to do. But sitting them down and telling them that, and my little guy not really comprehending, just being like, okay, when do I get fruit snacks?
Yeah.
But my daughter being like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That was brutal and that was hard. And all four of us were crying at one point, it was tough.
Of course.
Well, I mean, in a weird way, and Tom, I'm curious, you're obviously back together. I'm curious your take. That conversation with my kids technically hasn't happened because of personality choices and decisions that they have made, which I think is going to be a backfire later on. But how did you handle it?
Well, my kids were so young that we didn't really. But that's like, I think that's like when they're, again, right? Like when they're young enough, they don't know a different thing.
Yeah.
Right. So, and they're pretty resilient. So it's like, right, if you kind of do like communicate openly and treat it like it's normal. I think the thing that gets you into trouble is like being ashamed of it or treating like it's wrong or bad somehow. Then they think like, oh, this is bad. And that's when they start to internalize and like, oh, did I do something to make this bad or whatever? Right. It's like, so I think that's like the open, like just treating it like, yeah, this is what it is. Right. Like this is the normal situation. And being as like, kind of open as you can with it. That's probably the best, right?
Yeah, I do agree that not adding the shame of like, I and myself internally, yes, crying myself to sleep at night, being like, this isn't what I wanted for my kids. This isn't what I want my daughter to see. Yeah. But to them presenting as this is a decision that Dad and I made. Yeah. And this is how it's going to be. And you are going to have 2 of everything at both houses.
Double Christmas.
Yes. And, the truthful things, and then on my own processing those like hard parts of kind of taking apart the family that you created.
Yeah. And I always think it's almost like, it's like a death in the sense that like you had a story written in your head that doesn't exist anymore. Right. Yes. And it's like a different story. And I do think there's a lot of, right. It's varies, but there's obviously a lot of divorce situations that are way better than marital situations. There's a lot of marriages that should have been divorces, and there's a lot of divorces that are better than they would have been as marriages. So it's not like a worse narrative, but it's not the narrative you had in your head, right? Yes. Not the movie that you wrote.
Yes.
Right? So
it's not what you envisioned. And I think it is okay to grieve that process of, we now don't have this one happy home, but it wasn't going to be the happy home I wanted to give them.
Exactly.
And it is better for them to have 2 stable, happy, secure, healthy adults, even if it is in 2 homes,
for sure,
than one that is going down this path of hatred and resentment. And
I'm not laughing. She's serious.
I know.
She hit the mic because she knew.
I didn't realize I talked with my hands so much till you like confined me.
Yeah.
You guys put me in the corner. Do you know that nobody?
I actually thought I talked with my hands more, but I guess
you don't.
No, you guys are pros. I'm nervous.
You're doing great.
You're doing awesome. Yeah.
So so you mentioned sometimes a happier divorce can be better than happy marriage. So one thing I do want to applaud you and Mike about is I feel like your co-parenting. You guys should be studied. I'm super jealous of your situation. So I would consider you guys, as far as in Tom in his situation, which is now kind of defunct, but the co-parenting situation that you both sort of adopted has been phenomenal. So why don't you tell me about how you guys operate, the communication style, some of the do's and the don'ts, and any sort of advice that you can share?
Yeah, I will start by saying that he is a good dad and that I am a good mother. And so that just carries through. I trust him when the kids are with him. I don't feel like I have to micromanage what he's doing and remind him and overstep. And then that allows him to be the parent that he wants to be. And likewise, he gives me that same grace and freedom. So we can kind of co-parent. We can parent on our own and then co-parent when we need to. And so our communication is always strictly about what is going on with the kids. And it's very factual. It's very like they or one of them has a field trip on Friday, or camp drop off is now here instead of there. And we don't add our own personalities to the communication, and that any kind of negative and like assuming that they know when they don't, it's very much like factual what is for the kids' information. And I think that goes a long way in not over explaining or making the other person feel like they don't know. Ella, you're not helping. She's like, this is all bullshit. You two are psycho.
I'm gonna have to leave the pod and just pet Ella for the rest of the time. So if I'm quiet,
Ella's not buying this line.
Ella's not buying this. No, I do think that communicating on like a need to know basis is what works best for us, without overstepping. I think is the hard part, because it is now 2 separate households, 2 separate ways of doing things.
So I think the thing that's hard, right, is like psychologically, you have like a sort of nexus of relationships, right? So you have the relationship with the ex-spouse, and then your relationship with the kids, ex-spouse's relationship with the kids, the 2 of you, your relationship with the kids. So what you have to try to do, which is like simple but almost impossible, right, is be like, my relationship with the spouse doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Everything is the kids. My relationship with the kids, the spouse's relationship with the kids, our relationship with the kids, and saying like the spouse has to have a great relationship with the kids because that's really important for the kids. Like one of the things they tell you is like, right, like whatever you think of your spouse, the kids think of your spouse as 50% of themselves.
Yeah.
So if you're shit talking your spouse, or you're giving an energy that your spouse is a loser, your spouse is like terrible or whatever, then the kids internalize that and think, oh, half of me is a loser or is terrible or whatever, right? So you can't do that. And you have to just leave like all the baggage, which again is like simple but impossible. Like all this baggage, all the stuff that you're mad about, all the stuff that you're frustrated with, all the things that you thought were going to happen that didn't happen, like that's all got to go to the side and be like, that's not important anymore. The kids are important and we only navigate like this relationship with the kids. That's all I'm doing. Like you have to try to do that as much as you can. And when you're in your head and you're like, what should I do next? You have to just like almost think like, if my friend told me this, what would I say is the best thing for the kids?
They
right?
would say,
like,
take
not
it out of
me.
the podcast. That's what they would say. You would say, if I said this to my friend,
I want to do this segment. What would they say about?
I'd say, hey, Tom, we got this great segment. I got a bunch of audio clips. I got this great idea. And Tom
Right.
would say, and what would Tom say? And Tom would say, I think that's not a good idea.
Right.
And you would say, thank you for
Yep.
pulling me back to reality.
Yep.
And I think that to kind of tag team into one of the things that I learned, I'm like, I don't.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
I was just going to say, tie my hands behind
Yeah,
my
just-
back,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I'll give
yeah.
Bobby ideas. And
No, that's
it'll
for,
be
that's
a
for the
different
next
kind
segment.
of place.
That's for the next segment.
One of the things that I found the most helpful, and I saw it on some kind of, Mom's Guide to Divorce Instagram account, was
Yeah.
that you need to love your kids more than you hate your
I think that's
ex-husband.
great advice.
And I think that if you just constantly remind yourself, like, I love my kids, I'm doing this for my kids.
Right.
Everything I do, every
Yeah.
communication is for them.
Right.
Every event that we're both at together
Right.
is because they need to see that this
Yeah.
is still their family unit. It's just, it looks different now.
Yeah. It's not like I'm losing or I'm sacrificing for the other person. It's for the kids, right?
And I guess as we move on to the fun part of this, actually, there's two fun parts of this. I won't take it. Your marriage and the things that happened and the things that brought you to your divorce, totally personal. They're nothing that anybody should get involved with. Mike was a great guy, great dad, and I can see where you would say, I'm not going to stop my kids from having a relationship with a great dad because that's only going to hurt them. And I think that type of attitude for both husbands to ex-wives and ex-wives to or wives to ex-husbands, I think if everybody could stop and think about that, you would probably get a lot done a lot quicker and make it easier for the kids. But in a really fun way. So after all that happened, you're picking up the pieces, and you're kind of hitting in something that Tom and I hit on episode 1, which is now you're in your mid to late 30s. I was 42 or 41, and you're now single, right? You're looking good, looking good.
Thank
Only
you.
a couple grays, but we're not going to count those on the
I
podcast.
cover those though.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. She knows I love her. But now we have something we didn't have. We get the fucking apps. We get sex at our fingers, and for a girl, you turn that shit on, and we'll get into this in a little bit. But they just jump out of the water to you. So what happened after you get single?
So how do I broach this to
Let's get
say
into. Do you want me to go through the notes and we can just talk about those?
that? Yeah. Like,
All right. So there was a guy. He was a boomerang. You dated him in high school.
yeah.
The
Give
long
him a pseudonym in it at the hometown.
hometown.
Yeah,
Jay.
hometown Jay.
Okay.
Bilbo Baggins.
So post divorce, I didn't want to jump into the apps and go out there and see what was better and what I could find and what was at my fingertips. I wanted something, without knowing, familiar, and so I went back to a hometown ex, something that I knew and who already knew my friends and my family, and that felt really comforting and nice to have in those kind of post-divorce moments where now their dad and I split custody. So I have every other weekend without the kids. And what do I do? And it was nice to have somebody who already knew me. It wasn't like a job interview. It was just a comfortable person to have in my life. And it turned into a little bit more than I thought it would. And then it ended in flames.
So it's interesting though, because when you're to get, so I think my situation will be almost going on 2 years this summer, and I just started seeing somebody, and Lindsay met them this morning.
Lovely.
Great. Hollywood's lovely. And I think, the honeymoon phase is great. And I dated people before, but like very small pockets. Not enough to be like, hey, meet my friends, right? Like I think this is very different. And I think when you get out of a situation and you start dating someone immediately, you tell me if I'm off base here at all, it's very easy to get back into those habits really quickly of like, oh, suddenly I'm in this relationship and I haven't changed, I haven't grown, I haven't done anything. And then the honeymoon wears off and you see them for what they are. Because the hope is that, you go through a divorce, you change, the things that made you who you are, maybe you're more tolerant of those behaviors because you've matured or something like that, but you get back into a relationship really quick. Did you think you have time, like in retrospect, to get back with Hometown Jay? Did you mature enough to be in a relationship? Was it too soon now that you look back?
I mean, too soon in that, like, yes, the timeline would look like too soon. But again, I had done so much therapy and self-reflecting through the divorce to know the type of person that I was and what I would bring to a relationship. I felt a lot more secure in who I was. He had done nothing. He had been a fuckboy for the last 20 years still.
So he was 40. And again, I never met him. And I only know stories through you, so I'm not trying to pick on him. I think the thing that stood out to me was he was 40. He was never in a long-term relationship, never married, never had kids. Mm-hmm. So it was like, hey, that's great that you met somebody. I'm super happy for you. But are they ready for what it's like to date a mom who has kids and in a healthy co-parenting relationship? So Lindsay, was he ready for a healthy co-parenting relationship?
No. Could not handle that Mike and I were still on good terms, that we were still doing things together as a family of four. Yeah. And in his mind, kind of thinking, why am I not just scooting right into this maybe? And although he never used the word stepdad, but why am I not in this role? Why am I not at trick-or-treating events and things? I'm like, because you're not their dad.
Right.
And again, I would think as the single mom who's trying to do the best for their kids, you would support me in saying that this is what's best for the kids. Our relationships comes second, and he could never handle that.
My 1 second. Okay.
What?
Can I tell this?
I have told Bobby like every story from like 21 years old. You met me, I was in someone's bed up until now. He knows too much.
I know way too much.
That's true. He knows a lot.
The breakup story around New Year's Eve.
Oh, God.
I just love it. I love it because I don't know. I'm not going to tell the story, but I want to tell you how I got introduced to the story, and then Lindsay can take it away. So I get a text. I want to say it was New Year's Eve or the day before, and it was late. Maybe like 8:30 or late for me. Everyone knows I go to bed super early.
Yes.
And I was like hating my life at that point, so I wasn't doing anything. And I get a text, and it was she was in Vermont at her parents' lake house, and Hometown Jay was with her and the kids. And the text was basically, if I get him an Uber from Vermont to send him back to Connecticut, how much do you think that will cost me? And I was like, I don't know what's happening there, but it's not good. But I need to know what's happening. But I had like already taken 3 melatonin, and I couldn't wait for the story. So what happened that night?
I was done.
Yeah.
A discussion we had multiple times that he was just not letting sink into his head about my role as the parent, his role as my partner, boyfriend, whatever you want to call a 40-year-old relationship.
Yeah.
It was not sinking in, and he had overstepped again, and I had to have a conversation, and this time I was not nice about it, and I laid into him.
What'd you say?
I said to him that his biggest problem is he can't take feedback in an area that he's not an expert in.
Okay.
And I took the chance to remind him that he's not an expert in parenting because those are my kids and not his. In not so nice of tone and words.
Did you tell him you
Let me
were a
guess.
10 and he was a 4? Did you tell him that?
That's assumed in every conversation. He knows. Like he's going as a 4, like with a 10. He knows.
So you would think
Yeah.
that there would be some kind of understanding of like, oh shit, I'm out of line for whatever reason. No, he doubled down.
No, ironically, he didn't take the feedback about him not taking feedback.
Yeah.
No, he doubled down and told me that I can't talk to him like that, and it was a mess of a conversation.
But I think one of the favorite parts is, so after he causes this chaos that now you have to go put your kids to bed and they're all riled up, he goes outside and into your parents' hot tub.
Yep.
Gets in his bathing suit and just drinks some beers in the hot tub.
Yeah.
While Lindsay's
I am
upstairs.
just like, I'm fighting for my life at bedtime. I am thinking like this relationship is over. I'm now thinking in my head, my mom was right the whole time. I rushed into this relationship and I brought him here to, a weekend getaway, and just like all these thoughts running through my mind. Meanwhile, he's just sitting out back in the hot tub drinking a beer. Like life is great.
Like the fucking four that he is.
Yeah.
like the fucking four. So the next day, what happened?
So
because you're away, you live in Connecticut.
Yep.
You're up in Vermont, which is like 3.5, 4 hours away.
Yep.
You're stuck with him. So what happened?
I'm stuck with him. I still need to wake up in the morning and be a mom, be a parent, and get my kids breakfast and all of this. And so my parents and I decide we're going to take the kids out for breakfast. We're just going to get out of the house because my parents heard all of this go down. Yeah, and I had gone into my mom's bedroom that night being like, I can't believe this is happening again. Like, how did we get to this point? All of this. So we decided we're just going to leave the house and go let him sit in his room and whatever he's processing in the guest room. My daughter is like, oh no, he's coming.
Yeah,
like,
'cause she doesn't know anything.
She doesn't know anything. She's like, why isn't he out here? He's coming to breakfast with us. So she busts into his room and is like, we're leaving. We're going to get pancakes. Let's go.
Let's go, you four.
Yeah.
My 10 mom is waiting for us to go to breakfast. So you go to breakfast. It's probably awkward as shit.
So awkward. My poor parents.
Do you talk to him at breakfast?
We sat on opposite sides. My kids were in between us in the booth. Awkward, and like my parents are sitting there. Like it's New Year's Day. Like there's just so many things going through my head. That's like, how did we get to this point?
Right. So now we're done with breakfast. We're packing up. We're saying goodbye to mom and dad. Mm-hmm. And we have to go home.
Yeah, we got to drive home.
You're driving.
200 miles.
He's driving. You're driving.
No, I'm driving.
You're
my
driving.
car.
Your car.
My kids. My dog.
So it's a 4-hour ride?
4 hours.
Did you talk on the way home?
No.
What? Okay. What was he doing?
What
was he doing? What was he doing?
First of all, he sat there in the passenger seat, like slumped down, hat on, not acknowledging any part in what just was a shit show of a New Year's Eve. And unbeknownst to me at the time, he is sitting there unfriending all my friends and family on social media.
I know. Like, including her mom and dad, who he just spent, like, all this time with for the holidays, like, just got them all these gifts. Like, this guy is fucking awesome.
My best friends, who he's known for 25 years, my brother, whose bachelor party he was at in Nashville.
Because they're friends from home. You're friends from home.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, just like, whatever the energy of Mike's pickup line was, right? Where Mike said, this is
Smooth.
the opposite end of that, right? Like,
So true, Tom. So true.
Wow.
Like the
I never.
hot tub and the unfriending. This is like the opposite. Whatever, right? Like that. Like, hey, you're the prettiest girl at the bar. I'm just gonna go stand over here because I'm fine and I don't need. You know what I mean? This is like the other side of that. Of like,
Yes, and to go off of that, I think that's why our divorce and our co-parenting dynamic is as solid as it is now, and why if I saw this guy, if any of my friends saw this guy, if my brothers saw this guy, lights out.
So again, I never met him. I don't want to. I'm picking on him obviously for views and downloads, but yeah, it sounds like he could have been our No Dick Bozo. But after this happens, I don't want to say you went on a tear, but then you download the apps, this thing that we didn't have. So let's talk about that. You turned 40, you joined Bumble.
Yep.
What happens next?
So I joined Bumble thinking like, I do want to see what's out there because my marriage ended. Going back to something familiar didn't work out for me. I didn't want friends to set me up through their husband's friends and have anything be awkward like that ever again. So I'm like, you know what? Fresh start, not my town. I joined Bumble. I went on a first date. I called Bobby after and was like, the guy was such a douche. And Bobby's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel really good about this.
But you were very excited about, like, you got a lot of matches on your first day, obviously, and you're really excited, and I didn't want to rain on it, mainly because I know how the apps are. It's like you get this attention, whether you're into it or not. It's like, oh my God, I haven't got this attention in a while. Mm-hmm. And you kind of don't, but you don't want to say it. Like, most, all of these are not going to go well. They're going to go somewhere. Maybe not on. You didn't think they were going to go on a podcast. I don't think we even had the idea for the podcast yet.
No,
but here we are. So you're out with Tommy Two Tone.
Tommy.
But he's an intentional pick. You said because he was a douchebag.
Yeah, I knew I wouldn't get attached. I knew that there was not going to be a like, what is this? I like him more than he likes me type thing.
Yeah.
It was like, I can go and just have that like first bad pancake out of the way if you
First
believe
bad,
in that theory.
Such a good way to do it. And he's giving you the eye the whole time, right?
Oh, yeah. He is like, thinks he's locked in for like whatever is going to happen after a first date.
He thinks something's going to get sucked on.
But also, in
Something?
his defense for thinking this, I took that as a chance to like be like, do I still have game? Can I still flirt?
you
Am
played
I
it.
still
Sure.
quick and witty? And so I was using him as much as he thought he was about to use me
Right.
in a different way. Mine was like I needed the ego boost and the practice.
Sure.
He thought he was going to go home and have something happen.
Yeah, something from what happens next on this segment. We're going to guess. There's a bendy straw involved. But nothing happens there. From there, we go to Boondock Billy, who's a correctional officer, super right. You have a date with him. From the notes and from what we hear from our interns, the date went very bad, rom-com bad,
Well, okay.
until...
Rom-com.
So rom-com bad.
Rom-com bad in that like we were just wrong, like oil and water, but
Yeah.
we were both still being cordial about it. But I think in the back of both of our heads, we were like, this is never going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not on the same page as a lot of his beliefs. So thinking I'm never going to see this guy again. That's fine. Let me finish my glass of Cab Sav and go home.
Yeah.
But then we walked out to the parking lot, and out of left field, we have this like amazing first like rom-com, I swear like fireworks went up behind us kiss. And I was like, oh, this guy just pulled himself back in. And I don't think you can fake that kind of
What she
kiss
doesn't know is that
connection.
Boondock Billy like hired his buddy to like light off fireworks at the time of the kiss. So, but how did you end it with Boondock Billy? It just burned out?
No, it didn't burn out.
You don't talk to Boondock Billy anymore.
Well, he's back. He comes back around. They all come back around, Bobby. Let
Okay.
me tell you. Like we had a second date. Things happened. It was good.
It's good. Okay.
But
But he turned you on to something pretty interesting.
what?
The sexy right wingers.
Oh God.
Because the next guy was built like Tom. He was built like a brick shit house. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think you went out with him, but he
No.
was. I call him the Wall because he
Wall.
looked like the Wall from Game of Thrones. Is that his
Oh,
name?
yeah.
He was fucking huge.
Wall. No, the mountain.
Massive.
The mountain.
Be the mountain.
The mountain.
Yeah.
I don't watch that stupid.
I'm
show.
rewatching Game of Thrones actually. Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck that show. But he was.
You wouldn't want to date the mountain.
I'm not going to date the mountain. Guy's cock would rip her in half. But giant man and private security for like super high profile MAGA events. And Lindsay's like, I don't believe it. And he's like, you don't believe this? And he's like, pictures with him and all
Yeah.
these like dipshits.
Carlson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As like their security. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't get this job. I mean, yes, because of how he was built, but also you go down that path.
You go down that
Drink
path.
the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but he was huge. So if the Wall, you're listening, big fan. Just let you know.
Thank God he doesn't live in Connecticut. He was here just put on a detail and we matched because of location.
Yeah, there's a Klan rally in town. From there, we go to my favorite one. I want to spend a little bit of time on this one.
Oh God, I'm so nervous.
The Austrian Klaus. So Lindsay was like, oh, I met this guy. He's like 6-something. Lindsay loves height, right? Short kings need not apply.
Yeah.
But Klaus, the New Jersey Austrian, he had an interesting habit, Lindsay. So tell us about Klaus.
No, I don't want to.
You don't want to?
No, I do. So right after a couple dates that went nowhere,
Yeah.
we went on this one date and it was a great date. We had chemistry, we had banter. I really liked him. So a few dates in, things that happened between adults happened between
Sure.
adults.
Do you want to give a little
Especially
detail on
tall
that or no?
guy with an Australian accent.
Sorry, what?
No, see, that's the
Happens to
thing.
him a lot, right?
He didn't have, I don't think he
Oh, he
had
doesn't have an accent?
Austrian.
Austrian. I don't think he had an accent.
Okay, Austrian.
That's why when you're like, oh,
Well, that's
he's
different than
Austrian, I'm like, oh, he's born in Austria. It's like he might have lived like 1 month of his life in Austria, and then he lived in New
He's
Jersey.
an Austrian.
No,
exchange
New
student.
Jersey.
He's-
Where did New Jersey come from?
He's as Austrian as I am French. Like I don't even
You're
know.
not very.
But what was his thing? What was the thing that was like? Because I have a nickname for him. His nickname was Heartgasm.
Oh my God.
Why did I
That's
call
an
him?
interesting nickname.
Yeah. Why did I call him
Better
Heart?
than the wall.
Better than the wall.
Oh, I mean,
What happened
it
afterwards?
was so good. I gave him a heart attack.
After I'm leading these questions have to be leading because I know Lindsay's going to try. After coitus, right? What would happen? What did he do? What did he do?
You have a heart attack.
Oh my God.
After
I think I need to say his age first, so it factors into like
75.
Maybe, oh,
75.
He's Santa Claus.
Yeah, Santa Claus.
no.
Lindsay, I'm here for business, not for pleasure. Yeah.
Oh my
Make it
God.
quick. I have to deliver these presents.
Oh, come. Yeah, Lindsay, yeah.
He had an interesting way of finishing things.
So it's funny. What Lindsay didn't know is I was going to eventually have her on the podcast. So we had some people camped outside her house, and they recorded some audio. They recorded some audio of his breathing. This is what it sounded like when he finished, but not. That was it. That was Santa Claus.
Okay.
Finishing.
Oh my God.
I think he was like 50 something though, right?
He was 50.
He was 50. And the funny thing is when that was from Forrest Gump, by the way.
Yeah.
But when Lindsay called me, she's like, "So this happens. It's afterwards. It's very unattractive. I think he's going to die."
I thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
I thought that like I was going to have to call an ambulance and we'd both be in an undressed state and I'd have to explain why this man is dead.
But what I still do to this day is every now and then, either with her alone on the text or with multiple people, I send audio clips of just going, And like sometimes I forget who's on them, and she's like, "Don't do that."
Because it's so out of context. And then I have to explain, oh, it was this
You have to go
guy
back through.
from Bumble.
Yeah,
and
sure. And
And I'm like, I forget that Lindsay doesn't tell everybody everything. Just
I
me.
tell you
Yeah.
everything.
So I
Right.
apologize, but it's funny for me. Okay, so so that happens. Now you're off the apps. Is there a butt coming?
I'm off the apps for a few weeks now. And,
Okay.
you know, there's somebody who is around who is holding my attention at the moment.
That's hard attention to hold, baby.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Is he? All right, go ahead.
no, you go.
No.
There is someone around. I think that knowing myself and what I've been through in past relationships, doing some reflecting, I need to take things slow and I need him to be okay with that too. It's important to me that we are on the same page because otherwise we've seen how quickly I'm like, call him an Uber from another state
Does
because
he
I'm
listen?
done.
Does he listen to the podcast?
I don't know. He might start.
Well, if he listens, we're going to clip that. Take it slow, bro. Take it slow because you will be featured on this podcast with some terrible stories.
and sent in an Uber to another state.
you could die.
You could die.
You could die.
But so that actually transitions nicely to why we brought Lindsay here. So we didn't. Let me just say this again. Lindsay's a close, dear friend. Love you very much. We brought you here. We don't have a No Dick Bozo, but Lindsay's off the apps. So I said to Lindsay, "How about this for an idea? We're going to get you here. We're going to get the female perspective, which I think we did.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have a lot of great phenomenal opinions. Actually, Tom, what do you think of her opinions?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. She's electric. It's our
Electric.
best episode yet.
This probably is.
Thank
100%.
you. Depending how Bobby edits it.
No, I
That's
think
true. Yeah. It's just gonna be Bobby talking the whole time.
That's probably true. So Lindsay's off the apps, but I said I have this great idea. How about for the 45-hour? We've actually been recording for an hour and 5 minutes, so you're killing it today. How about for the time that we're on, we get you live on the apps. You can use any name you want. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yep.
And we will we'll see what type of attention you get because you don't live in Massachusetts where we record.
Correct.
Okay. We will put you live. And I actually paid for the subscription out of the money from our sponsors. So that's where the money goes, everybody. So Lindsay has a subscription she can keep, she can get rid of. She's probably going to delete it afterwards.
I'm going to get rid of it. But
We had brunch with Hollywood this morning.
Yep.
Hollywood and her picked out some photos, some thirst traps.
Helped me.
She
was
helped you.
super helpful. Great feedback.
Great feedback, right? And then the prompts, which we'll read in a second. And I think even within 3 minutes of it being live, which we went live right as we started recording an hour and 6 minutes ago,
Yep.
we got hammered with attention.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that we changed was your name. So what name did we use?
We used the name Emma, which was my bar name back in my 20s that I used to give out to guys that I had no interest in.
Okay.
That's sad for a guy. They don't always give you their real number.
Yeah. Sorry.
They don't always give you the real name.
Some guys listen to this. It's like, that fucking bitch. I knew her name wasn't Emma.
She doesn't look like an Emma.
It doesn't look like an Emma. All right, so we're going to read some of those. We're going to find a No Dick Bozo live on the podcast. All right, so we get the stats from Emma, Lindsay's Bumble. We're going to have Tom go through it. Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Lindsay?
Here's my phone.
So we got, from what we know, she's been live for about 45 minutes. We have 20 likes from guys, 20 matches.
No, 20 matches.
20 matches.
20
and
matches.
17 messages, which is wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
It would take me like 5 years to get 20.
Tom, don't feel bad.
Matches or likes.
Question, are you going to delete this when we're done?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
She said that. You're fishing. You asked her like 3 times.
Just checking. Just checking.
did you hear me say, well?
Yeah.
So this is kind of the first ever live No Dick Bozo.
Yeah.
We've
So
never
this
done
is-
it live.
Yeah, so I have the phone now.
You got the phone. So
But I just want to preface this by saying, like, I have to be using Bumble now.
yeah.
Which is kind of like, this is the oldest I've ever felt. This is like when my mom tries to text,
Yeah.
like attach a photo. You know what I mean? Like
this is my kids trying to teach
Like-
me how to play Roblox.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's a great
Yeah,
one.
I'm like, what the hell is this
Here's
shit?
a new app. Figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. So,
All right, so Tom, what do we got? Why don't you describe Lindsay's profile, Emma's profile?
So Emma's
Emma.
profile. So Emma has obviously you start with a picture, and then you have like height, and
What photos did you choose?
I don't know. She's got a lot of photos.
Are they thirsty?
I don't know what that means.
That means
I don't know. They're
she's showing
nice
some skin.
photos.
There's probably bathing
Tom,
suits.
I look good.
Yeah, she looks great. But I don't know. They seem like pretty standard. They're not like overly thirsty
Okay.
or underly
Really? I thought
thirsty.
those were like the
thought those were really
thirsty of
thirsty?
the thirstiest.
I don't know.
Listen,
Yeah,
Tom,
like
I don't have a
me-
gauge. I don't have like I don't know
Okay,
what people
true.
are posting. I'm picturing people like
oh yeah, Tom thinks there's nips and stuff.
Oh no, me in just like a sundress.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Those are-
Okay.
Which is, I
All
don't
right,
know.
let's see. Does she put her height and weight on there? Let's see if she's telling the
Hey, and wait, fuck off.
Wait, bro.
120 my ass.
Like,
Maybe in
that a
8th
screening
grade.
question for you? You're like, yeah, when did you graduate? Toronto
Interest-
Rob, one time we met somebody and Toronto Rob was like, what year did you graduate? And I was like, dude, it was a woman. I was like, come on, man.
Just basically saying how old are you?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's.
I did put my height,
Put your
but
height.
I put myself down a little.
Oh, okay, you did.
That's-
Okay.
I put- what does it say
interesting.
there?
It says 5'7".
Yeah, that's not true. I'm taller
Yeah.
than
Okay.
that.
So does it? So I don't know. Is there really like a filter problem? Do you get like caught in or out of a filter if you're
Definitely
yeah.
filters.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it's a problem for Emma. 'Cause
Emma's doing just fine.
Emma's doing all right. Okay, so then there's interest. Like I'm looking for, and Emma is looking for fun, casual dates, intimacy without commitment,
Nice. Nice.
It's an option.
confidence,
Oh yeah.
playfulness, and curiosity.
Ooh.
Which I don't know if the guys are gonna interpret that as intellectual curiosity. I don't think they're gonna think like,
No.
oh, she wants somebody who's like really interested in like you know.
Is Emma talking about like bringing someone to the room or like bringing a toy? What is Emma?
That's what you don't know about Emma.
Yeah. Emma's interests, meanwhile, are dancing,
Yeah.
horror.
Yikes.
She's about to have that one fulfilled by some of these messages, and wine.
Okay.
Which, again, I think some of these guys might wine plus. You
Plus,
know, maybe
yeah.
a little something in the
Plus, she's going for the top of
based
the
on some
top of the top right here.
responses. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no.
Cream of the crop.
Okay, so then there's prompts.
Okay.
Right. So the prompts are like something, and then you write a thing. Right. People know dating
Yep.
profiles, probably.
Sure.
I don't know better than me. I'll know we vibe on a date if.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay.
What's Emma?
So if there is playful banter.
Oh yeah.
Playful banter.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sure the guys will go right up to the line there and not
Cross. No way.
They will not cross
There's no
that
way
at
they're crossing
all.
that line.
My personal hell
Okay.
is meeting your mother. Yeah,
Were you thinking about my mother when you said
No, not your mother. Not your mother.
got a mother of mine.
Nope,
Yeah.
there are
whose
other
mother are you
mothers.
talking about?
Yeah. There's a location and there's a bunch of prompts there.
Okay. So let's read. There's 17 messages. Tom, you want to pick out some of the winners?
Yeah. So how do I get to the messages now?
This is
So on
great.
the bottom, there's a
Chats,
chat.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to chats, and then we got a lot of chats. This would be like a lot of crickets if it were my profile. But here we go. Okay, so there's a your move, right? So there's a your opening move.
Okay.
So the way Bumble works, right? We talked about this with the dating apps. The guys gotta that you have to match. So the woman has to like the guy or like approve the guy?
Okay.
Or
Oh,
what are we
Tom,
doing?
you're so
Isn't he so
cute.
sweet?
This
Isn't he
is
so
just
sweet?
so genuine that
Is
you're
the-
not on dating apps.
Yeah.
I was like, Lindsay knows Tom, and she met him before, but she's like, I don't know if Tom's gonna like him. I'm like, Tom's gonna love you.
Yeah,
Tom's gonna love you. You're gonna love
So
Tom.
Bumble is the app where
Yes.
females have to message the
Correct.
guy first. However, the loophole is if on your female profile you have an opening move they can respond to,
okay.
they can message you first.
So it's like almost like an automated message. It's like
Yeah.
you're messaging them, but you're inviting them to message you, really.
yes,
kind of,
and they have to respond to that. So they can't just
Got
be
it.
like, "Hey, I'm Bob, and I think you're really pretty, and I want to take you out for drinks." They have to click respond.
You've been reading my messages.
to that.
That's a good, that would be priceless. My move would be to write like 3 paragraphs.
There is a character limit, I think,
Yeah.
on opening moves.
So if you can go ahead and read what my
Okay.
opening move is, and that in theory is what guys have to answer to message.
Got it. Okay, so this is the opening move. So this is what all the guys are responding to. Tell me why I should cancel my plans and go out with you tonight.
Ooh, Emma's got some big
So
plans.
this gives the guys like an opportunity.
Yeah.
So we have one. This is Brian. Because your night won't go nearly as well if it doesn't end with me.
Ooh,
being
Bry guy.
I like that.
I like. Is he a Brian with an I or a Y?
It's a Y.
The Y guy.
That surprises me.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay.
I feel like the Brian with an eyes are usually more confident, in my experience.
Brian with
This
a
time,
Brian.
this guy.
Wait, which ones are?
I'm surprised that Brian with a Y was that smooth because
Oh.
Brian with an eyes are usually more
because
confident.
he's like the minority, right? He's
Yeah.
like almost like a lefty. You know
Yeah,
what I mean,
yeah.
like he's all through his life, he's been like, oh, the people, his name has been corrected.
Do you know how many times this fucking guy showed his
Yeah,
friends
he's
that
been
message
like-
today? He's like, "Look what I just sent this chick. She's gonna this Emma's not gonna know what hit her." And like,
Yeah.
way to go, Brian.
I think Brian just
Good
let
for
it
you,
fly with
Brian.
That one works for a lot of different prompts, probably. Okay, so Chris just says yes, please.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, please to Emma.
Does he just fire that out to everybody? Is that like a bot?
I
He's
think
just
Chris
like,
Chris hates his mother too, and he's like, "You would make my mother miserable. Let's do it
Yes,
together."
please.
Yes, please.
Okay. So yeah, and a lot of people are just saying like yes, like gorgeous. They're just saying it's gorgeous.
He sounds shitty.
So hang on. So this is Dennis. So Dennis says, Emma, the question is, how could you not want to go out with me tonight? Question mark, exclamation point. I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
How do you turn down the Anchorman
Ron
reference
Burgundy.
right away?
But does
I'm
anybody-
in.
Yeah, that's that's a hitter, right? I guess that's like qualifying ad text. You're like, hey, is this right? Is
Yeah, he's like,
this
because he
my
looked at her
you're a big
age.
Ron Burgundy guy. Yeah,
He's like,
that's right.
obviously these are fake pictures based on your age. But he looked at her age and he was like, no, I'm kidding. But he looked at her age and he figured out what would be
The pictures are the only
They're
thing that's real
They're
about me.
But he figured out what would be age maybe appropriate, and if I'm going to give her my humor,
Yeah.
that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Anchorman.
If you're a guy who,
So he's not a bozo.
I find that funny.
I find it funny, too.
And I find it funny that he's referencing something that he assumes I would get. Otherwise, you look like a psycho.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. I in real life, Lindsay would probably answer that.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Emma sadly will not.
I'd be like 60%.
What
of
was
the
that,
time,
Dennis?
It works every time.
Dennis.
Sorry, Dennis. She's not real.
Dennis,
not gonna
you
get
got catfish. Sorry, fuck off.
Okay, so Daniel has an interesting one. So, and Daniel's got headphones on, so he probably has a podcast as well.
God damn it. Rival
and he's-
pods?
Yeah, so maybe we should do a collab. Maybe we should go easy on him. But so he says you should always cancel plans in favor of spending time with me, Daniel, because I will find you full of good, hard joy
What?
Hard joy?
again and again. New sentence.
Did he say fill you
No
with
line
hard joy?
break.
Is it fill you with hard joy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I will fill you. I said find you.
Jesus.
Hold on,
It's even
start over.
weirder.
What
Okay.
did Dennis
You
say?
should always cancel plans in favor of spending time with me because I will fill you full of good, hard joy again and again. So, yeah, you'll be needing lots of extra panties.
I hope Emma's on the pill.
Panties.
He probably wrote
And
he
there's a little
pantied you.
devil. There's a devil emoji.
The
There's
purple
emojis
one?
here,
Oh,
too.
that's my
A little
emoji.
purple
Let
devil
me see.
emoji
He
and a
really-
big smile.
Wow.
Like a big smile emoji.
That
He hit you with the panties. Though.
the panties and the devil
if
emoji.
he threw out the word moist,
Good hard
he just
joy.
would have.
His mother's dead.
His mother must
Yeah.
be dead. He hates his mother.
He's got
You're not
nothing to
meeting his
lose.
mother.
yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay, well, Daniel, I really like the action shot with the headphones because it's like, oh, what is Daniel do?
Is he the DJ or something?
I don't know. He doesn't. Does it
That's
say?
what they want
Did
you to
read
think,
it?
Tom. They want
Yeah,
you
exactly,
to
right.
be intrigued. You're falling for
Would
it.
we feel
46
comfortable
is-
giving Daniel the No Dick Bozo of the
I
week?
don't know. There's like one or two more that I think might.
Okay.
Is that the end? That's not
No,
the
we
end.
have
We
plenty,
know
have
that's not
plenty.
the
There's
end.
a million here. Okay, so Joshua, why shouldn't you cancel your plans? Because I can do that thing you like.
Joshua, you don't know what I like.
Oh, I love
Are you going to come clean my house?
Also,
That's
this
the
is
thing I
weird.
like.
So his grammar is very weird.
Okay.
So he does, why shouldn't you cancel your plans? And the question is, why should I? And then he does a question mark and then a dash.
Is it like he thinking? He's thinking?
And then he does like a single quote, cause I can do that. Like abbreviating
Like a
because.
Cause
cause.
I can do. Is there a song? Is he trying to?
So
quote a song?
I wonder if this is like it's almost like email marketing where certain certain emojis or things like will catch people's attention. So maybe he's got like a very specific sort of grammar that he knows.
No, Tom,
Works
I
for
think
him.
you're
You don't
looking
think
too
so?
much into it, Tom. I
Okay.
think he wants to get laid tonight.
You think so? Well, no, I agree with that.
Well, he does that thing she likes.
He's got a process. Yeah, he does that.
Listen, let me tell you, Joshua does not know what I like.
Wow.
Do you want to share with everybody what you like?
I do not.
Okay, just checking.
Joshua doesn't look like he knows what you would like. Let's just say that. All right. So what do we have? Oh, Greg. Okay. So Greg says, I love to please in more ways than one.
More ways.
I-
At least a minimum of 2 ways.
I mean,
Maybe he's like the first one that you submitted because Lindsay was our first ever submission of No Dick Bozo for those
Yeah.
who listen.
Yeah.
And he's like the starter kit for like hate me, like I like Wes Anderson and be mean to me and
the
shit.
guy who's like, be mean to me, and I'm like, I will ruin you.
I like to please him more than one. So if you like to shit on me and tell me how
That's what
fucking
he
terrible
likes.
I am,
That's what he
that's fine
likes,
with me.
yeah.
That's okay.
Greg has a picture of himself on a mountain.
Okay.
Oh, they all love hiking.
love hiking
Why
and
do
they
they
Did you
love
notice that?
hiking?
Mountains.
I thought it was just the women show photos of like, oh, I like to hike, I love to ski.
No.
But it's like the guys do it too, apparently.
When
huh?
I had like a true Bumble profile back in the winter when I joined, my first line of my profile was like, I do not want to go hiking or camping with you. I'm not doing it.
It's like somebody told them like if you want to catch
Yeah.
a girl, you want to get their attention, tell them you like to be outdoorsy, and then
Right.
and then everybody does that, and then when you finally meet up, they're like,
Right. So my second sentence, I forget what it was because I deleted it, was like, I like to be outdoorsy, meaning I'll drink on a patio. Like, I'm not.
That's the exact kind of outdoorsy I am.
That's the limit.
I will-
I
I
like
will-
sunshine. I like
Yep.
fresh air. I
Yep.
also like margaritas on a patio.
When they ask, do you want to go to a booth or do you want to be outside? I'll be like, I'll go outside.
Outside,
Yep,
yeah.
That's right. Yep,
All
absolutely.
day.
No problem.
But don't take me to the top of a mountain.
yeah, no, I totally agree.
Well, Greg is gonna. I actually have some more facts about Greg here. So Greg is about me. He's active.
Okay.
Shocking. He does want kids. He doesn't have kids. He's conservative. He's looking for a long-term relationship and a life partner, although I don't know if the message. But then his interests are the gym.
Okay.
They all love the gym.
He likes exploring new cities. And this one's shocking. Hiking trips.
Oh, see?
And then there's just like a million pictures
there
of
it
him
is.
Oh,
There it
on
is.
hiking.
That's
Every
those
picture,
are that's military fatigue.
he's just on hiking trips. There's a waterfall.
That's the place he'll bury your body.
He's standing on top.
Right there. Right there. You're dead. That's where we're gonna find Emma.
He's lost several partners.
I don't know. I feel like they're all. I mean, we didn't. I feel bad because we did catfish them with the name, but it was really just to kind of show how quickly Emma and her beauty and her thirst traps could just get the guys. I think all of them, Tom, could get the NDB of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it has to. Oh, do I get a vote?
You get.
Yeah.
You know what? It's your show.
the Daniel. You'll need extra panties.
All right. You want it to be Daniel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to intro? Do you want to congratulate Daniel?
Yeah. Can I see him?
Yeah.
I haven't seen these guys
Yeah.
yet. Tom's had my phone.
Yeah. There's Daniel's got the head.
Oh, see, he's definitely on like a podcast or radio.
Or he's deaf, and that was like the test for his hearing or something weird like that.
Oh, he's
Something-
6'4", guys. He's 6'4".
Super tall.
Are you gonna swipe him?
I already
married
you
Daniel?
know.
That'd be
Oh
pretty
no. Okay, this. Have I told you guys the term what I think hat fishing is?
Yeah, that's when you.
Oh, because he's wearing a hat. It's like a mask.
And you're
right?
like, oh, they're decent looking.
Yeah,
Until
yeah,
you
yeah.
get like the third picture down and they don't have a hat on. And you're like, oh fuck, I was hat fished
You're hat-
again.
they're
You were
balding,
half-fished.
right? Like
Yeah.
40. Yeah, that's tough. That's the thing that's tough for guys. You're balding. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not matching. I'm deleting this as soon as I get in my car
Do
to
you,
drive home.
do you want to congratulate him?
Yeah,
All right,
let's
so
see.
so all you do, I'm going to play the applause
Yeah.
and just congratulate Daniel on being the Divorce with Friends.
Daniel, congratulations on the Divorce with Friends No Dick Bozo of the Week. You win for your extra panties comment.
Yeah. Way to go. Way to go, Daniel and everybody else. So that was fun. I had a feeling, when we told Lindsay or asked Lindsay if she would be down for this, she was like, I would absolutely do it. And then I was kind of afraid that maybe it wouldn't work out. And then you were nervous that you wouldn't get any matches. I'm like, you're definitely going to get matches.
I was nervous.
I think the follow-up is like me trying to get matches. And seeing the difference in the same time.
Yeah.
I think we'll try that next time.
Okay.
You're going to have to ask your significant other.
Well, I don't think fake matches that don't go anywhere. I think that's going to be. I don't think she's going to be super worried that I'm going to do really well on the apps. Nobody's going to be like, I don't know. Tom might really clean up on these apps.
I think you would do great. So, Lindsay, your first experience on the podcast, we've gone over an hour. We're going to work on your table etiquette.
I am a disaster.
What'd you think, though?
I thought it was great. I mean, I love you guys. I'm so happy to be here. I'm such a fan of the podcast and all the episodes.
You're episode 7. You're Agent 007.
Oh, yes. I love that.
We're going to give it a good title. We'll figure it out.
It's the most magical number. I don't know.
So far?
Magical. I'm taking that title.
You are. We'll get you a good title. I'll let you know. Because the next we edit, we do the thing. But this
Or is it just like clumsy fucker? Like I'm just over here. I snapped a pen. I'm dropping stuff.
Most of the stuff, it's like you should hear some podcasts out there. They're fucking
Chaos
terrible.
Agent. You're like it's like a rock band.
Yeah.
It's like you know what I mean? Like you have a rider. I need certain M&Ms, and I'm gonna break shit when I come, and then I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. I also think it just shows like how truly genuine. Like I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just here talking about my fucking life as a
You did great.
Single mom.
Did better than us. Toronto Rob's gonna write in and have you.
No, Toronto Rob. Let me give me his number.
You want his number?
I got things to say.
The Greek might have some words about that one. She's not gonna want some hussy getting Toronto Rob's.
Hussy.
The Greek is gonna be not pleased.
Okay, no numbers. No numbers.
Where's this Emma girl? I don't want Emma calling her.
One guess, you called him a hussy.
Well, I was doing the Greek.
Nobody's gonna come.
So we're about to do our favorite part of the episode: the close and the plugs and the thank yous. Tom.
Well, I thank Bernthal as a catch-all
Bernthal.
if he hasn't come up organically.
Yep.
But
So
thanks to John Bernthal.
Yeah.
Being John Bernthal. But yeah, I don't really have.
We're gonna get him on. We're gonna get him on the pod someday.
I think so. I don't think he's divorced, but he's probably got a lot of thought. He seems like a deep guy. So
maybe he'll get us on his podcast.
He might.
real one?
He's like, did you ever see he interviewed like Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, he was
when
great.
He was having problems. So he's a guy. He's a guy who I feel like when you're going through a divorce, if you have his number, you're like, I gotta reach out to John Bernthal.
Yeah. I totally agree. I feel like he's a fixer.
Got gravitas.
Yeah, and he's like he'll basically tell you stop
That's
being
some
a
good
pussy.
life. Yeah, right. He's gonna be like, yeah, but you'll be like, John Bernthal told me, so I gotta do it.
Yeah, I guess you know who he is.
No idea. I'm just standing
Wolf
here
of Wall
like, what
Street,
are y'all
Walking
talking
Dead.
about?
Okay. He's rugged.
Oh, I never.
He's phenomenal. I think he's like he's the first official heartthrob of Divorce with Friends.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he's phenomenal. Is that all you have for thank yous?
That's it.
And plugs? Yep. Well, my plugs and thank yous is to Lindsay. Thank you for taking the trip up to Massachusetts to record at the Mills, where we record here. Yes. And we'll edit the shit out of all the bumps, the gashes, the bashes. But I think you did awesome for the first time. And that is all I had. But as always, we do want to thank everybody for coming over, for listening to our nonsense. You can find us at divorcewithfriends at Instagram.com. You can find us at Twitter at DivorceWFPod. You can email us at divorcewithfriends@gmail.com. Thank you to Dean Corsi for this absolute fire theme song. And like, subscribe, smash on all of your podcast apps. We'll catch you in 2 weeks. Thanks for coming by.